Hey everybody, and happy Friday. Since we are asynchronous today, I wanted to give you as much of an in-class experience as possible. So this video will be my attempt to do that. You should have already, so first of all, go ahead and pull up your short fiction hyperdoc, and I'll give you a second to do that. You should have already completed earlier this week step 1 when we watched the John Green crash course video, and then you answered those 4 questions. And then your homework was to analyze this piece of art called Nighthawks by Edward Hopper. And then I wanted you to answer questions 1 through 4 right here on the hyperdoc. So hopefully you were able to complete that. If we were in person today, I would put you in small groups and we would share our answers to this together, and you would be able to learn from each other. But here's the point. The point is, I want you to go from a place of just kind of reading something on the surface level to analyzing it. So I thought maybe just as kind of a lead-in, analyzing a piece of art is a really great place to start. So instead of just looking at this and going, I don't know, we have a bunch of people eating in a diner, it's nighttime, whatever. Diving in a little bit deeper and looking at characters, what do their faces look like? What do we know about the characters based on small things like what they're wearing, their posture, where they're sitting. So diving into what do we know about the characters and what can we, infer about them based on those attributes is one form of analysis. Something else we would analyze would be setting. So we have a restaurant. It is dark everywhere but the restaurant. There's a soft glow kind of coming from the large window. We are kind of voyeuristic here because we are looking in on a scene. There's not really a way for us to enter that restaurant. There's not a door, but we do see that there are 4 people in that restaurant that we can't really get into. And so noticing things like characters, how are they sitting? What are they wearing? Setting, right? Why is it dark outside? Why do you think Edward Hopper chose to make the only light in this entire picture, this entire piece of art coming from the restaurant? Why do you think he did not paint a door? Why do you think he chose to include these dark windows up here? All of those things we have to consider, even things like his angles, right? Why did he make it a corner restaurant? What could that possibly say? Additionally, to analyze something, a text, a poem, a piece of art, we do something called contextualize. So we would want to consider, when was this painted? Well, it was painted in 1942. So what do we know about our country right around that time? We know we were engaged in World War II at that time. We know that we had just experienced very recently the bombing of Pearl Harbor. So a lot of people were maybe feeling unsafe at that time. So we know that there were a lot of historical events surrounding the same time when this artwork was created. So just kind of knowing what we know and seeing what we see, I asked you to answer these questions. Something you might have put for what do you notice about the characters might have been they're all dressed up. They look nice. They look like they're coming from somewhere. Facial expression wise, they seem sad, bored, lonely almost, to be honest with you. I noticed that one man is sitting alone. Sitting alone. I don't know if the couple is together, but there is a couple that appears to be together. Those types of things I am asking you to notice about the characters. Coming down here, setting-wise, what are some things that we notice about the setting? Hopefully you were able to kind of construct some answers around that. And then we use what we notice about the characters and the setting to make an inference about why that might be important. And let's do one together about the setting. Something I notice about the setting is there is no door. I just think that's weird that I'm stuck on the outside as the viewer. They're in there, there's no door, there's no way for me to get in or out. That partnered with the fact that they are sitting alone and there's no way for me to get in, I'm going to make an inference, and I'm going to say, why could this be important? I wonder if this is important because, or I wonder if this is the artist's way of delivering a theme of loneliness and isolation in a time of high anxiety. Right? I think that because I know historically what's going on in the country. I know they're sitting alone in the dark and there's no way for me to get in. So I wonder, and I don't know, I'm not like some art historian or something, but I just wonder if I'm analyzing this, if that could be what the author is trying to show me. And so I'm asking you, I asked you, I should say, to do that with a piece of art, which you did. And then now let's transfer that type of analysis, that type of deep thinking to what would that look like if I'm reading a text? What could I notice about the characters? What could I notice about the setting that might lead me to a theme? So that's kind of what we're talking about. Okay, so you already did that. You already did step 2. So today, on Friday, I want you to watch this video. I'm gonna spend a little time watching a little analysis of Nighthawks. And then I want you to, in the space below here, summarize what you see in that piece of art. This would be very basic, sort of like on the poetry assessment when you just said on a very basic level what you saw. What did you see here? You could say, I see some people in a diner, like whatever, just very basic level summarizing. Then watch the video. And while you're watching the video, I want you to find 3 different pieces, different points of analysis. Where are 3 places where the person who made the video did a deeper dive? So because we know there's a difference between summarizing and analyzing. So what are 3 points that he made toward analysis of that painting? Fill that out there. And then you can stop. You do not have to go on and do step 4, step 5. We will do steps 4 and step 5 in class when will I see you? On Tuesday. So don't worry about doing steps 4 and step 5. But your homework is going to be over the weekend to read Everyday Use by Alice Walker. So please make sure you read that. It is linked here. Okay. And then if you want to, you can go ahead and answer these 2 questions, but there will also be time on Tuesday. So basically your only homework is to read Everyday Use. And if you want to, complete step 6. But we will start class next Tuesday. Sorry, I have my days kind of mixed up. We will start class next Tuesday here with A Litany for Survival by Audre Lorde, and then we'll complete step 5 together. So hopefully you understand that. I also put the directions in Google Classroom, and I hope you have a great weekend.